So now my lashes are on, I've done an extra coat of mascara just to get them to blend together because they're such big eyelashes, and then I've wiped with a makeup wipe just to take any excess off. So now I'm going to use a Radiance Primer by NARS. I'm just going to apply this all over, including my neck. Obviously I'm using the back of the hand because it's my face, but if this is someone else's face you would need to put it in the palette. This spreads really well as well, which I like. Like I say, for prepping and priming your skin, make sure you use a really hydrating one. Anybody that's got really oily skin, the best mattifying primer that I've found for my clients is Illamasqua, and it's mattifying primer. And honestly, even the Hydra Veils, they're really nice as well, but they do just a normal mattifying primer, which I really like and I really recommend. So I'm just going to tighten that curl because it's falling down. I've got really itchy eyebrow. So let's move on to skin. So I mentioned before I am going to be using Too Faced on this Born This Way foundation in Almond for my everyday. I wouldn't wear this because this is quite heavy, but for a night out I would definitely wear it. For my daytime foundation I use either NARS Tinted Moisturiser or Illamasqua because skin based, because that's quite a light coverage, but obviously we want heavy coverage. So I'm going to use my domed foundation brush, which sounds like it's cracking, and then I'm going to work from the neck upwards. So as you can see, this is not my skin tone. I use light beige on myself normally, but I just want a deeper skin tone to get the full effect. So you are putting it on quite thick. It is a thick foundation, remember. I want you to work it into the hairline, round your neck, up to your ears. And I want you to stop about 1 centimetre away from your under eyes. Ooh, nice and yellow. I'm going to go back in and apply some more. And then for your forehead, blend it as close to your eyebrows as possible. And then what I do is I get another blending brush and I just go around my eyebrows. So then you've done your eyebrows, you know, you've not got a nasty big gap between them. Got a bit of glue. Right, hang on, I need more foundation. But with this, I feel like my skin, when I wear it on a night out, my skin's amazing. I only found out about this a few years ago, and it is really good. There is like just a tiny little bit on my eyebrow that I need to go over in a bit, but I'm not going to do it this yet. In second, should I say. So I'm just going to use the soft little blending brush to go around my eye area If you get any green on or the colour you're using, just take it off. Go around your nose. And then I'm just going to use this again and take it up to that eye area. Because I still want that really clean line. So I can do that with this. I always do that when I'm putting mascara on my foundation. Go, oh. Trying to not to do that. There we go, I've still got my nice lines. Taking it right up to the eye. And then we're going to do another coat down here. Because I want this to be a full coverage. Remember, you're a drag queen. You want a really heavy coverage. You don't want to see any blemishes. But if you were covering someone's skin who has got a beard, I would do the same as I did for my eyebrows. I would go in with a bright orange. You can get a bright orange concealer, like a colour corrector, and go over that area first before even putting the foundation on. I'm just going in with a beauty blender which has been dampened, just to buff out any harsh lines. Always make sure you get under your double chin. Oh my. Too many chocolates at Christmas. That's my excuse. I'm sticking to it. So obviously I'm gonna look for that clip in, it's too amazing. Right, so I'm just gonna get a wet wipe. I'm gonna take off the colour that's gone onto my lips. So next up we are gonna use concealer. So this is the Born This Way concealer and it's shade Swan. So we're going to highlight the areas that we want to stand out. I personally do it in like a half moon shape, is that the right word? Up. Just staying away from the line a little bit because we're going to blend that in. And then do it the other side. I'm then gonna do that there because we want to give the illusion that you've got a really small jawline. Even if you have got a small jawline, still do it because I want you to show me that you know what you're doing. So obviously if someone had a really pointy jawline, I would not put concealer, well, I would not put a highlighting colour there. So now I'm just going to come up the nose. And we want to make this area appear lighter because you would contour your forehead, which would give the illusion that you've got a really nice petite forehead. Try not to go into my eyebrow. So I'm going to go in with a clean blending brush. I'm just going to blend that in. So you can still see it, but it's lighter. And if you do what I just did, blended it too high, you just go back in your foundation. I'm using patting movements because this I don't really want to take it anywhere. I just want it to stay where it is. Right under the eye, onto the nose. Making sure I'm keeping that line nice and straight. Up your nose. And don't do just what I did and brought it onto my eyebrow. I'm just going to fix that because that'll do me nothing. Joys of life here. Right, so just need to fix what I've just done here. Can't believe I've just done that. Well, I can, because I'm quite clumsy. And it did. There's no harm in going over your eyebrows. Make sure that they are nice and neat and tidy still. Because I started at 12 and it's now 2 o'clock. But I am videoing, so it probably wouldn't have taken me as long if I wasn't stopping and starting. Oh well. There we go, back to normal. So, I'm just going to like a blank space at the moment because I need to put, I need to do some baking and I need to get my contouring. So, I'm now going to use, if you don't have any contouring colours, use a dark concealer, use a dark foundation, you can pick them up quite cheap. I'm using a dark foundation colour and I'm just gonna make sure, so you can see my natural contour, but I'm gonna make it so it's going higher, so it's almost like a little line. I'm not leaving it as a line though. So it becomes harsh, and then get a clean brush and work that in. So you can see how that's naturally giving me a contour. You're working it up the cheekbone, don't take it any lower. If it happens to go lower, again, get your concealer brush and just do that. So with this, I want to curve it slightly so it gives the illusion that I've got a really high cheekbone. But we're leaving this bit light. Again, going with your clean brush, blend. There should be no real harsh lines. I'm going to do the same on the other side. I'm using sweeping movements so it goes upwards. I've not even used any baking or anything yet, or bronzers. We're going to be using highlight and blusher. Just dab off any excess because you don't want loads going on like that. But just blend it out. Bringing them into almost like a point towards your mouth. Not right all the way to your mouth, just about there. And then we're going to hold your hair and take that as like a nice little curve. And blend that in again. We're now going to go for my forehead. You want almost like to dab it around your forehead line, so you're still keeping this area nice and bright. All the way around into your hairline. Clean brush. You see how it's coming together? And then jawline. So we want that to be nice and rounded, soft lines. If this was a man's jaw, you would totally cut out this to give the illusion. So any harsh lines that your model has, we don't want them. So I'm just gonna put quite a bit on because I want it to look like I've got a really nice skinny jaw. Wishful thinking. Buffing that in. Get your concealer as well. Blend it together. So to you might feel like you look mucky with all this on, but under stage lighting, where a drag queen would be, it's going to bleach it all out. You see how it almost is giving me a nice contour? And I'll get green on this brush. All soft. So now I'm gonna do my nose and then I'm gonna do my baking. Baking, it would be nice if it was actually like chocolate or something. See, double chin. So I'm gonna use a nice fluffy blending brush. I'm gonna go back in with the foundation or concealer, contour, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to go down the edge of my nose. and I'm going to make it almost like there's a round point on the end of my nose. And I'm just going to blend that out slightly. This is to give the illusion that you've got a really nice pinched nose. So I'm just going to rub the excess off this brush, and then I'm going to blend it. Not going into the middle of my nose. So, you could go into your collarbone as well and highlight your collarbone area. Right, now I'm going to do some baking, if I can find my powder. Give them a good shake. I'm going to get a clean sponge. I don't always get this right, so you can use banana powder, you can use the Laura Mercier translucent powder, just to be able to bake the areas, which helps blend your foundations and concealers together. Almost gives it like a blurred effect. And it sits on your skin a lot better. Helps any like lines appear, which you don't want. I'm using the wrong end of it. 1 minute. I've seen so many people do this in like one swoop. I can't do that. Yeah, fail. I'm getting covered in powder. Just put a bit on the middle of my nose as well. Right, I'm just going to leave that to set for a second, for a few minutes should I say, and then I'm going to go into blush, bronze and highlight. So I'm back and I'm going to use a big fluffy brush. I'm just going to dust that area away. All that powder. But yeah, you've still got your contour. So I'm now going to use a nice blusher, bronzer brush. So I'm now going to use dark tan, and then I'm just going to emphasize this little bit here in the corner, moving it up onto the cheekbone. Remember, again, on a stage, this will probably look quite soft. Not so much for every day. You wouldn't go to Asda like this, would you? Oh, some email. And then then I'm just going to go down my nose. Just going to get a clean brush. Just going to soften that area because I don't want it to look too much. Who am I kidding? Too much. My drag queen. So that's dark tan. I'm now going to go in with medium deep. Yep, more bronzer. And just soften that edge out. So you just need a light and a darker bronzer. Then we are going to go in with blusher. Yes, I'm going to use the same brush. Oh, too much just falling off my desk. I am going to use Surfer by Illamasqu. It's really nice and pink. And don't be scared to use this. Just dust a little bit of excess off my hand, smile. And then we're just going to go over the apples of the cheeks. Working it onto where you've just put bronzer. But also blending it in, because I don't want you to have two rosy dots in the middle of your face. Even if you need to pick your bronzer back up, your medium one, and just get a tiny bit of that just to blend it all in. So now I am going to use a highlight. My favourite is OMG from Illamasqu. And just one sec. And I have a P. Louise one as well. Yeah, I'm a bit obsessed. But the OMG one is amazing and I recommend it to anybody. So I'm gonna get quite a bit on my little fluffy brush, and I'm gonna go in with putting a little bit on the end of my nose to make it nice and slim, coming down the nose and just putting a little fluff of it up there. I'm gonna highlight a little bit here, almost like in a circular motion. Just enhances your eyebrows. And then we're gonna go hide any lines or any hairs with this. And then I'm going to use it here to enhance that cheekbone. Can you see that? I'm just going to go over it 1 or 2 times. Go back in with your bronzer brush and just buff that into your highlight. As much as I don't like looking like a robot off from outer space, more is more when you're a drag queen. So today that's what we're doing. I'm also going to put some here. I am going to overline my lips, but I'm just going to put some here and there for my chin. Maybe a tiny bit here too. I'm just using a combination of both. Right, so that's that. Now I'm going to do under eyes. So for your under eyes, I'm going to use a tissue because I don't want it to drop everywhere. And I'm going to go for my turquoise, line my lime. And I'm just going to brush this under my eye. So place your tissue on so it doesn't go everywhere, and just press it, your tissue down. And then repeat on the other eye. Just blending that little bit of a join at the side, not massively, just so they look nice together. Then I'm going to go for the turquoise instead of the dark green because I still want it to be nice and bright under the eyes. And then I'm going to place my tissue again and just pull down my waterline slightly. And then the same on the other eye. Got my lash one attached then. And then you're going to repeat those blends again, starting with the lime. This intensifies your colour. With them being such bright colours, you want them to be nice and stand out. Can you see how that stands out more? I need to stop doing that. This also helps hide any bags. So I'm just taking it so it's a little bit lower because I want to be able to see this green. Back in with the dark. Taking that right up into that corner just so that lime blends. And remember, you had a clean brush. Those little bits that I've dropped here, I'm just gonna dust them off. What we're doing? Oh yeah, back in with the dark green. No, turquoise. God. And I'm gonna use, I'll do my mascara first. So again, spool there and your mascara. Can you see how it's all now coming together? This is my average night out look. I've not got the best bottom eyelashes. But you want to make sure you put up quite a bit on so you can still see them. is the most annoying thing though if you smudge it. I'll get it on you. Like I feel your pain. Sorry, I know all you can see is the top of my head right now. I'm just using this mirror because I can't see as much into the camera. That's that. So now I think I was gonna use white eyeliner, but I'm gonna use the Acid Rain, the lime green one, as my waterline eyeliner. This might sting. You can use it in your waterline as it doesn't need setting. So just let me turn my tissue inside out. So press down and then pull. See that going on? Just allow it to set for a second. I think that makes it pop more. So I'm going to do the same on this eye. It does feel a bit weird when you've done it. Not going to lie to you. So now I'm going to use a really stubby brush and I'm going to use my highlight again. And I'm going to just place a dot just here, which I want you to kind of circle and make so you can see it. Means all those lines that are joining into your makeup, just buffs them out a little bit. Makes it not as harsh. You see that? So you're just taking it up to that waterline bit and then circling. So now I'm going to do lips.